practice, and then sometimes you just got to run. So, I think that sort of what it came down to today is just when none's there, run.
Does that kind of feel like a challenge to you to kind of bait you into making a mistake?
Yeah, and that's the big thing. And I think, that's one thing I've gotten good at, is not forcing anything, into tight. Obviously there's some throws like JP on the cross route, great catch by JP, but those are tight windows that you have to make throws in. Like I said, when you're dropping that much guys, those are the throws that you have to make. And sometimes, I think they bait quarterbacks as far as, he's just sitting back there and he's going to throw it eventually and make a bad read. But I think that's one good thing, me and this offense have done is, just take what the defense gives you. They're going to drop that and run the ball. So.
You're staring at a very bright future, and we all know what's in the future for you, maybe even next year. How is there no hesitation to run? 24 times today, you're putting yourself in harm's way.
Yeah.
Why not any hesitation?
I think at the beginning of the season, there was a lot of thought, and, I think it even got to me as far as not to run. But I think after last week and stuff, I really reflected on all this stuff, and, everything happens for a reason. So, to me, it's all about winning games now and focusing on the now. And, doing that has got me to this point anyway. So, why change and different from what has got me to this point. So, at this point, it's all about winning and doing what I have to do as a quarterback to lead the team to get a win.
Was part of that trying to prove maybe to people that you had improved your pocket presence?
And I think that's part of it. When you're going you want to go to the next level. You want to show people that you can do things. Sometimes it changes your game, honestly. And I think I just sat down and just sort of thought and had a deep conversation, with my aunt and stuff like that, and just talked to her about the transition. And people don't realize how much pressure there is. But I think at the end of the day, when you think of what got you to this point, you have to stay on your foundation and stay to what got you to this point. And that's what I, had to do, and that's, this game showed it.
Is that a conversation you have to have with Coach Moore that hey, I'm willing to do this, so don't worry about?
Yeah, you have to. I had to sit down. I've been sitting down with Coach Mazzoni talking to him for, after every game we go and we talk and just talk about life and sort of all the pressures and stuff like that. You have to have those conversations and tell them, even though there's a future ahead that you want to get to, you can't focus on that, honestly, because it'll really throw your game off. And if you don't run, if you don't make the throws you want to, if you're scared to make mistakes, it'll really throw your game off. And that's the conversation we had to have. So I told him, run it, throw it, do what we got to. Let's just win some games.
Now, is that him asking you, hey, are you willing to do this?
No,
or is it you going to him and saying, hey, Coach?
That's just me talking. And sometimes, obviously, you can tell, sometimes, you may flinch to make a throw because you don't want to make a mistake, or you may not run because you don't want to, hurt yourself or anything like that. And I think this season, I've seen it a couple times, but that's just me coming to him and telling him, I've had conversation, I've sat down, and you have to. It's a lot to deal with, but you have to say, to him and say, hey, I'm willing to do whatever we got to do for this team. What got me here is what we're going to keep doing, and that's how it's going to play.
How hard is it to keep those kind of thoughts out of your head?
Hard, very hard. But you got to, and you have to stay grounded, I think, and that's what family, friends are for. Sometimes you don't even notice it as the individual doing it, but I think, when you have good family and friends and close ones that know who you are and, how you play and what your style is, and, your everything about you, your vibrations, everything, those are the people that you can listen to and really, when they see someone on TV and it's like, man, you didn't do that, it's like, and people will start telling you, and now, we got back to basics.
So at some point,